Well, this hike took us back into Griffith Park in the city of Los Angeles to visit BeeRock. This park is mostly natural mountainous areas and contains more than 4,000 acres. It also contains something like 50 miles of hiking trails, equestrian trails, and dirt service roads. And here Dale gets us started on a quite broad trail just across from the parking area. And then a short ways up the trail, we can look back and see the car parked in that parking area, and without much competition. We can also look across and see the downtown buildings of Glendale across the way. We can also begin to look around and see some of these Griffith Park hillsides. And the trail continues on along its own hillside. At one point, we can look over and see some hikers climbing an adjacent hillside. And then BeeRock comes into view. I think its name came from the fact that it doesn't look like a bee, but more like a beehive. But we still have a ways to go to get on up there. And so we just continue on along the trail. And then the trail reaches the head end of an adjacent side canyon. We did find a few spots where there were brush and small trees across the trail, probably the result of the recent windstorms we've had. But then the nice wide open trail we'd been on disappeared. And we started uphill on a quite narrow trail, as Jack gets started here. In fact, we found that some parts of this part of the trail to be a little bit of a challenge, with some debris here and there on the trail and a need for some fairly careful going, along with a fairly consistent uphill grade. And then our goal, BeeRock, came into view. And along the top of it was a chain link fence. I'm sure to make sure that the people who venture out on it are able to stay on top of it. And so it was our turn to venture out onto the top of BeeRock. A little bit rocky to get out there, but it was quite easy to see the need for the fence. And from here, we can look over and see one of those service roads hanging onto the side of the mountain. And then after resting a bit on the top of BeeRock and admiring the view, it was time to start back. And quite a view it was. And here's one looking out towards the city of Burbank. And then another looking at the area between Burbank and Glendale, with the Verdugo Mountains above Glendale and the San Gabriels on beyond. And there below us is downtown Glendale. But then it was down off the rock and down the trail to get back to our car near the merry-go-round in Griffith Park.